Okay, here we go again with this mystery small block. We're about ready to pull that head off. Got the exhaust manifold out, loosened up all the rockers, pulled all the push rods out. Got them sitting over here. But here's a beautiful part about an old Chevy small block. That's all the tool you need right there. That's a 3/8 inch drive ratchet. Not very big, as you can see. And even for the head bolts, I was able to pull it off with that ratchet. All I had to do is give myself I got a piece of 1-inch square steel tube with a 120 wall that I mashed the end so that it would fit on my ratchet a little tighter. And even with the 3/8 inch drive, it was enough to break them head bolts loose. I got them all loose. So now we're going to go ahead and pop this head off and take a look at the cylinder, see if we can get some measurements. Let's see how that goes. Okay, we got the head off. I very meticulously made sure I laid the bolts out in a pattern so that I could identify exactly where they go. So we got the head here, and it actually doesn't look bad. There's a lot of carbon buildup on the combustion chambers, but nothing really looks washed out. The valves don't look too bad from a preliminary inspection. So, but yeah, I'd rather see all that carbon than something else. The valves look like they seat real good. They don't, so that, because if they were bent or something, we'd be able to see that. So, back over to the engine. And this cylinder here is at top dead center, and once again, all the piston heads got a lot of carbon buildup on them. But other than that, they don't look bad. There's really not a ring ridge to speak of. I'll try to zoom in on that. Very little ring ridge. I can't even feel it. Anything that I am feeling is I think it's just carbon buildup that's built up on it. So it just looks like water stain. And get the water out of it. But let's take a measurement and let's see what we got. I always make it a point to measure right at the ridge ring, because when you do that, that's where the cylinder never wore. So that's where you're going to get your most accurate measurement on the cylinder. You see, there is just like nothing there. So those cylinders wore, right? The cylinders wore very little. So let's see what we get when we go ahead and measure. Let's see what we get here. Okay, we're about showing 4 and about 40 thousandths over 38, 438, if you can see that. 4 inches and 38 thousandths. So maybe this engine was overboard. Maybe it's considered a 30 thousandths. I know that just putting a pair of calipers on it isn't that accurate, but still. If it was a 400 block, those pistons would be larger than 4 inch. They'd be like 4 120, 125 around there if it was a 400 block. So, and because I still can't crank the engine over yet, I don't think that any one of those pistons are at a complete bottom dead center, so I'm not going to bother measuring the bore. Just out of curiosity, though, let's see what we do get as it stands right now. It looks like it says 3 inches 517 thousandths. So I doubt that it's stroked. It's supposed to be 3-inch 480 on a 350, and I'm getting 520. But that's only 40 thousandths over. And you know what? Now that I realize it, there's still part of a head gasket on there that I referenced from. So that's probably where that extra 40 thousandths come from, is the thickness of the remnants of that head gasket. There's still a bit of head gasket material on there. So it's probably a 3.480 stroke, which will make it 350. This is a little overboard 350. Now, just for you guys that can't read a dial indicator, and I've got my digital calipers too. Then we'll go on out and we'll see what that says. Yeah, see, this one's showing 4 and 30 thousandths over. So this engine has been bored 30 thousandths over. Let's do this. Let's get that one more time. Well, I can't quite hold the caliper just right. And between that and the glare. Okay, there we got it. Can you see that all right? 4 inches, 30 thousandths. So, all right. Well, stay tuned for more.